Have you ever wondered why sometimes you touch a sick person, you sleep in the same bed with them, you eat the same food, and you don't get sick? But other times, you just shake someone's hand, and 2 days later, you have a fever. That is your immune system either winning or losing. Today, we are going to talk about what that system actually is, where it lives inside your body, and what it physically does when a germ gets in. A germ is a tiny living thing. So tiny that if you put thousands of them on the tip of your finger, you still would not see them. You need a special machine, called a microscope, to see them. There are different types of germs. Bacteria are one type. They are single living cells that can enter your body and multiply. Viruses are another type. They are even smaller than bacteria, and they cannot survive on their own. They have to get inside one of your cells and use it to make copies of themselves. Fungi are another type. Think of the mold that grows on old bread. Some fungi can grow inside your body too. And then there are parasites, living things like worms or tiny insects that live inside or on your body and feed off you. All of these can make you sick. But your body has a system to deal with all of them. The very first thing standing between germs and the inside of your body is your skin. Your skin is a physical layer, tough, thick, and covering your entire body. Germs cannot pass through healthy skin. They cannot dig through it. They cannot dissolve it. As long as your skin is whole and unbroken, most germs simply cannot get in. This is why a cut is actually dangerous, not just because it bleeds, but because it opens a doorway into your body that was previously sealed shut. The moment your skin breaks, whether from a cut, a burn, a scratch, or even severe dry cracking, germs from the air, from surfaces, from your own dirty hands, can now enter directly into your body's tissues. Your skin also produces a very thin layer of natural oil and slightly acidic sweat on its surface. This environment is hostile to many bacteria. They simply cannot survive on it. Other physical barriers include the tiny hairs and sticky mucus inside your nose. When you breathe in air, dust and germs get trapped in that mucus before they can reach your lungs. The mucus then moves slowly toward your throat, and you swallow it, and your stomach acid kills most of what was trapped in it. Your stomach acid is strong enough to destroy most bacteria. That is why swallowing most germs does not automatically make you sick. Your eyes produce tears constantly, even when you're not crying. Those tears contain a substance that breaks open and kills bacteria on the surface of your eyes. So already, before any special immune cell does anything, your body has multiple physical and chemical layers stopping germs from getting in. Sometimes, germs do get through a cut, through breathing in a virus, or through contaminated food. When that happens, the next level of your immune system activates. This next level is your white blood cells. White blood cells are real physical cells living in your blood. They are produced in your bone marrow, the soft, spongy material inside your large bones, like your thigh bone and your hip bones. Your bone marrow makes billions of these cells every single day. White blood cells travel through your blood and through your lymph, a clear fluid that flows through a separate network of tubes throughout your body. As they travel, they are constantly scanning the tissues they pass through, looking for anything that does not belong. How do they know what belongs and what does not? Every cell in your body has a marker on its outer surface. It is a physical structure, like a shape, made of protein. Your white blood cells read these markers. Your own cells have markers that say, "I am part of this body." Germs have different markers, markers your immune cells do not recognize. The moment a white blood cell encounters an unrecognized marker, it responds. Your body responds to germs in two different ways, and both are happening physically inside you. The first response is immediate. The moment a germ is detected, certain white blood cells rush to that location and start physically attacking, without waiting, without preparation. This immediate response happens within minutes to hours. It is not targeted at any specific germ. It attacks anything foreign. We call this the innate immune response. The second response takes longer, but is more powerful. Over several days, a specific type of white blood cell called a lymphocyte studies the germ, builds a specific weapon designed to destroy exactly that germ, and then produces millions of those weapons. This is the adaptive immune response. It takes 3 to 6 days, the first time your body sees a germ. But after it defeats the germ, your body keeps a small number of cells that remember exactly what that germ looked like. If that same germ enters your body again, even years later, those memory cells immediately recognize it and respond in hours instead of days. You often do not even feel sick the second time. This memory is also why vaccines work. A vaccine introduces your body to a weakened or killed version of a germ. Your body responds, builds the memory, and then, when the real, live germ appears, your body already knows exactly how to destroy it. Your white blood cells are not only in your blood, they are stored and concentrated in specific organs throughout your body. Your lymph nodes are small, oval lumps, about the size of a pea or a bean. They are found in clusters in your neck, your armpits, your groin, and inside your chest and belly. You have probably felt swollen lumps in your neck when you had a throat infection. Those lumps are your lymph nodes. They swell because they are filling up with white blood cells that are actively fighting the infection nearby. Your spleen is an organ about the size of your fist, sitting on the upper left side of your belly, just below your ribs. It filters your blood, meaning blood passes through it, and the spleen removes old, damaged blood cells and any germs present in the blood. Your thymus is a small organ in your chest, just behind your breastbone. It is where a specific type of white blood cell, called a T cell, matures and learns how to recognize the body's own cells, so it does not attack them by mistake. Your bone marrow, inside your large bones, is where all blood cells, including all white blood cells, are born. Your immune system can be weakened. When it is weakened, germs that your body would normally destroy easily can now cause serious illness. Not eating enough is one of the biggest factors. Your white blood cells are made of protein. If you're not eating enough protein, your body cannot produce enough white blood cells. Malnourished people get sick more often and more severely. Not sleeping enough directly reduces the number and activity of your immune cells. When you sleep, your body produces and releases immune cells. People who consistently sleep less than 6 hours are significantly more vulnerable to infection. Prolonged stress causes your body to release a hormone called cortisol. When cortisol stays high for a long time, from ongoing worry, fear, or hardship, it physically reduces the activity of your white blood cells. This is why people going through very difficult times in their lives often get sick repeatedly. Smoking damages and kills the white blood cells in your lungs, the macrophages, that are responsible for clearing out germs breathed in from the air. Certain diseases, like HIV, directly attack and destroy T cells, a specific type of white blood cell. As T cell numbers fall, the immune system loses its ability to fight even simple infections. This is why a person with untreated HIV eventually gets sick from infections that a healthy person's body would handle easily. Eating a balanced diet, with enough protein, vegetables, and fruit, gives your body the materials it needs to produce immune cells. Drinking enough water, about 8 glasses a day, keeps the mucus in your nose, throat, and airways moist and functional, so it can trap germs effectively. Keeping your cuts and wounds clean and covered prevents germs from entering through broken skin. Getting vaccinated gives your immune system a memory of specific dangerous germs before you ever encounter them. That is the immune system.